Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama. Welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering one of the best DC animated films, The Dark Knight Returns. Well, at least the first part of the movie. Gotta wait for part 2 for another podcast.
And it's coming. Adapted from the 1986 comic book of the same name, this film takes place a decade after Bruce Wayne retires as Batman. Now, things have not gotten better in Gotham City as crime raises every day, and a new breed of criminals start to ravage the city and its citizens. So, it's time for the Dark Knight to return.
Because he's Batman.
Yes.
And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and roll the pause video.
And part 2.
Yes. So yes, this movie was a surprise because we have heard so much about it. A lot of people reference the book a lot, and it's one of the more iconic takes on Batman. Now, people usually don't reboot Batman because you change how he is, you kind of mess up the character. He's like one of the few characters that no matter how many years it's been, he remains the same. This kind of veered a little bit in that direction, but not in terms of a reboot. They just decided to show what happens if he got older. What would he do? Would he still be Batman or not? Before Batman Beyond was created.
Right. And we also have to say this was, for us, really surprisingly good. And we don't say that because we expect it to be bad, but we know that there have been, unfortunately, quite a few DC movies that have come out and you go, why? Well, this isn't one of them. This was really good. We didn't expect it to be as engaging as it is, and we really are excited about seeing part 2. And most of all, we got to learn about a new Robin we didn't know about.
Yes! And there's been so many Robins throughout decades, both male and female. You've had a Batgirl, and besides they haven't had Batboy. Maybe that doesn't sound right to people.
No, that's it.
So yeah, Robin, Batgirl, the end. So for here, we heard a lot about this version, but anything outside of this movie or this story, that's it. Character never appears again. And from usually experience, and they have changes into a character. They've had a male Robin all this time, and they got a female. Usually when we've seen experiences with characters that have been long been male and they turn into female, usually the characterization has been changed altogether, and usually they don't turn out so well, and it makes you wonder if this is even the same character. But for this one, actually we're very surprised we ended up really loving her.
Yes, immediately. She's just sweet, and you see that she really loves Batman. She's like a super duper fangirl, and it was important for her for the right thing to be done. And you just off the bat, you're like, I like her. I really like her.
Right. Because usually DC kind of has this routine of having one type of girl when they work for Batman. They all gotta be like Barbara Gordon. Well, she kind of was, but she was more street smart than tech smart.
And she's intelligent and, again, really sweet. And I heard her say her name was Kelly. That's what she told him. We don't know a lot about this this Robin. So those of you who are listening, you know who she is. Tell us who she is and more about her and where we can find more in the comments below. We really appreciate it because, we really like her.
Right.
And if she has gotten any comic books dedicated to her character as well.
Right. So for here, like we said, this is before Batman Beyond. It was in 1986. So there was no Terry here to take the mantle of Batman. For this version, they kind of just had Batman retire because he thought, he doesn't need him. He had gotten pretty old at the time he had retired. He's thinking, play it safe before he gets hurt.
And the Joker had decided to stay on vacation in Arkham.
Right, it's like, he finally didn't break out. They actually kept him there, and he stayed in, he didn't break out. Until later, yeah.
But, definitely. And you didn't think he was going to do it at first. Now, of course, you're going, hey, it wouldn't have been a movie if he wasn't going to do it. But the way that it was written, before you knew that, you were kind of surprised when he went back out. And we were also surprised to see Alfred.
Yes. And when we first went in, we kind of thought, okay, Bruce is probably in, I think it's the 70s?
60s or 70s.
60s or 70s. So we kind of thought, okay, that means Alfred's not there anymore. But nope, like 2 minutes later after he had some type of nightmare sequence, Alfred's still there. It's like, are you in your 90s or your 100s and you still working here?
Well, Alfred's family.
I'm just surprised, like, oh, they didn't take him out. That's good.
Yes, we were happy. is pretty badass in here still. He's still stoic. He's still, the world's greatest detective. He still cares about Gotham and his people. And you love how the movie ends. Not to reveal,
in a way.
We don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it. But you love how it ends in terms that you see that he hasn't lost anything that makes him Batman. All the elements that make him Batman are still there.
Right.
He still loves those who love justice and who have a desire to see Gotham become a better place. And just as the audience, us, falls for Kelly, he immediately fell for her too. This little Robin got on there and she helped save Batman. If she hadn't done it, they would have taken him out. But she did it, and she was worried if he's okay. And then what really made you just fall for her when she tried to pick him up and drag him out of where he was.
And he's like maybe 100 pounds heavier than her.
Oh, he's more than that. You were like, oh my gosh. And he was so grateful. And he saw her in the Robin outfit. And of course, he got nostalgic. And of course, he's probably missed that all his kids are gone. It's evident that they've decided to do other things.
Right. Because they mention Nightwing, but you never see him.
Right. And he just looked like, oh, I'm so happy. There's another kid for me to train. There's another kid for me to love. And Alfred's not having it. He's like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
You're going to do this again? What's wrong with you?
And we always see that.
And he told her his identity. He took her to the Batcave, and Alfred was even more furious. He's like, what are you doing?
Oh, and one of the best parts of the movie is actually two. The first one would be that she did everything he said because he gave her fair warning that if you deviate from the plan or try to do your own thing, you're out. Right. And she didn't try to do her own thing or go behind his back, which usually most of the other Robins or these other people will try to do. She followed every instruction he gave her to a T, and there was no
deviation.
Yeah, no deviation for anything. And then the second part would be, like we said, there's new criminals here, and majority of them are what they call mutants. They're not the X-Men mutants, but they're just these weird spike-headed criminals. I don't know what the heck I guess they are mutants. And they've pretty much taken over Gotham by just causing everything wrong. They rob, steal, they do like everything wrong.
And they've joined together like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where the Foot Clan had all these kids.
Right.
Well, they've just joined together in the same way.
Right.
They've got this master criminal base.
Right. And then here there was this point where Bruce was I think he was walking home. He was on the street by himself, of course, but he wasn't in an alley.
Right.
And then these two of them came to him, and they kind of threatened him with a knife. And he said, "Okay, give us your money. He said, give us your money. Make us use this." And he was like, "Go ahead." Said, "What? Go ahead. Try it." Is he playing that? No, dude. He wants this. You need to leave. We gotta go. He said, "What do you mean?" "No, he wants it. We need to go." And they actually left him alone. Like, if he wants to fight you, it's like, no. It was actually the first criminal in DC history that was smart enough to know if this man wants to fight, don't fight him.
Right. Let it go.
He said, "No, man, come on. He wants it. We gotta go. Don't mess with him."
Oh gosh. Yes, we laughed and we had to rewind and see that again. That was it's outstanding writing and storytelling for this movie, and we really can't wait to see part 2 of The Dark Knight Returns. So if you have seen this movie or even part 2, let us know what you think in the comments below. And again, if you've either read the comic and or know more about Kelly Robin, please let us know in the comments as well.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, and notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
And part 2.
So thank you so much for watching. I'm Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later on in the form of a locket.